everyone. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And today we are reading an article titled The Marvelous Stephanie Hsu. And I have to admit, the first time I read this and I saw we were talking about her, I said, The Marvelous Stephanie who? And you said, no, Hsu. And I said, who? And then eventually you said, that movie.
Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And I felt very silly because of course I've seen that movie. She's the daughter of the family.
She's amazing.
She was great in that movie, which was a wonderful movie. Don't think a lot when you watch it. Just enjoy the movie. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride of all sorts of crazy stuff going on. And I guess she's kind of the bad guy in the movie.
She is.
At least for parts of it, right?
She becomes like a bad person. But you know, it's a movie about parallel universes and a person switching between many different roles and different, it's kind of like a superhero movie in modern day time. And it did get an Oscar, so you definitely should watch it. It's worth thinking about or not thinking about, but it's so exciting just to watch. It's adventure, it's fun, it's like kind of like fantasy as well.
And at the heart, it's a movie all about family. And we're going to be learning that Stephanie Hsu's family has a connection here to Taiwan. She was born in America, but her mother moved to America as a teenager from Taiwan, where her family had come after the big war, the Chinese Civil War and all that kind of stuff in the 1940s. So there's a little Taiwan connection, but she is an actress, an American actress now, who has going to go on to do great things. And I'm sure we'll be watching much more of the marvelous Stephanie Hsu. So let's learn about her right now. Last year, she was nominated for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the hit movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. This year, fans can see her in the new action comedy TV show American Born Chinese. We're talking about none other than the funny and talented Stephanie Hsu. The 32-year-old actress was born and raised in California. Her love of singing and dancing began when she was a child, and this passion led her to attend a performance arts school in New York City. All right, before we get into the article, The Marvelous Stephanie Hsu, let's talk about the word marvelous.
Marvelous. That just means amazing, wonderful, fantastic,
superb,
show-stopping,
awesome,
superb, awesome,
brilliant.
There are so many words to describe this word marvelous, but you're not talking about an average person. You're talking about an amazing person who did wonderful things, like Marvel. You know, it's kind of like the superhero movie. Wow, like that. We had a marvelous day at the park with our parents. So it means we really remember it because it was so great.
There you go. You can say a wonderful day, but always you're just saying really, really, really good.
Yes.
Okay, so she's the really, really, really wonderful, marvelous, fantastic Stephanie Hsu. Let's get to the article. Last year, was it already last year?
I know, right?
She was nominated for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the hit movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've seen people just call it EEAAO.
Yeah.
You know.
Faster, right?
But yeah, that's true. She was nominated last year. I think the Oscars are like in February or March, the beginning of the year, but she was chosen to maybe win one. That's to be nominated last year after this wonderful movie had really impressed lots of people. But some time has passed, so what's going on now? Well, it says this year, fans can see her in the new action comedy TV show, American Born Chinese. Ooh. So another story that comes from the American, Asian American sort of environment, Asian American community. This is based on a graphic novel, I believe, by, I think the artist is from Hong Kong or somewhere like that.
Cool.
Very famous. And now they're turning it into a great TV show. So there'll be more Stephanie Hsu, and you can get her on probably your local streaming service of some kind. We're talking about none other than the funny and talented Stephanie Hsu.
The 32-year-old actress was born and raised in California. Her love of singing and dancing began when she was a child, and this passion led her to attend a performance art school in New York City. So she is very talented and has been performing since she was a very young age. So you can tell because her performance in that movie is so amazing and theatrical, and you just know she loves what she's doing. She has a lot of passion for it. And when you have passion for something, that's the fire and the love and that spark and how it pushes you forward. Your passion is your drive, your fire to do something. Nelson has a passion for golf, so he loves it. He does it all the time. He practices it. He talks about it. That means he has a passion for it, just like Stephanie has a passion for performing arts.
There you go. A love married with a great enthusiasm to do something.
Right.
Now, if you have a passion for performance, this means you really like to do your art in front of people. Now, someone else might have a passion for art, but they're a painter. They like to work by themselves in their private studio or something like that. They can still have a passion for it. But if you have a passion for performance, you're probably a musician, an actor, a dancer, a comedian, someone like that. You like an audience. You like to be in front of people doing what you love to do, whether it's acting or dancing or singing or that kind of thing, because a performance is basically putting on a show. A live show. We're not generally talking about how someone acts in a movie or film, although we can say that the performances in the film were good, but really a performance would be a show in front of an audience in a theater or somewhere like that. For example, the performance featured dancers and a band, so it was some kind of musical performance with dancing as well. Sounds interesting, but maybe Stephanie Hsu, oh no, she was actually a trained actor and singer as well, so maybe she was in that. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more about Stephanie Hsu.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 The Marvelous Stephanie Hsu。这边有一个单字 marvelous 就可以形容是很棒的、很不可思议的。那么 Rainbow 老师在讲解时，他用到 awesome 这个字 A-W-E-S-O-M-E， 那它可以形容令人赞叹的、非常棒的。老师还有用到 show stopping，show stopping 它可以指向表演等等，它是很精彩的、令人惊艳的。好，那我们今天要介绍的这一位人物呢，是一位才华洋溢的演员。他在《妈的多重宇宙》这部电影当中的角色有获得奥斯卡最佳女配角的提名。那么今年影迷们还可以在新的动作喜剧电视剧American Born Chinese 西游 ABC 当中来看到他。那我们谈论的不是别人，正是有趣又才华洋溢的许瑋伦。他是在加州出生长大，那从小就热爱唱歌跳舞，而这股热情促使他进入纽约市一所表演艺术学校来就读。我们来看看单字 passion 表示热爱，是个名词，也可以指热情的意思。我们常常用 a passion for something 来表达对什么的热爱酷爱。还有 performance 表示表演、演出或是表现。performance art 可以指表演艺术。好，那 Rainbow 老师刚刚用到 theatrical 来描述许瑋伦在《妈的多重宇宙》里面的表现。theatrical 是拼作 T-H-E-A-T-R-I-C-A-L， 那它是形容戏剧的、戏剧性的或是夸张的。Mike 老师则提到西游 ABC 是改编自一本同名的漫画作品。那老师提到 graphic novel 就是指图像小说、漫画小说。好，那我们刚刚说不是什么什么，正是什么什么，这边就有一个重点要进入文法时间咯。好，我们来看这个重点是 none other than 名词，这是表达不是别的，正是什么什么，竟然是什么什么，那是用来强调后面的那个名词，那带有兴奋啊或是惊讶等等的语气。举例来说， One of the men sitting at the next table was none other than her ex-boyfriend. 坐在隔壁桌的男生当中，其中一位竟然就是她的前男友诶。好，那我们接着回到课文中。
Her first professional acting roles were in theater. Among these was a role as Karen the Computer in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical. Next, she stole the show as Mei Lin, an independent, quick-thinking woman in the TV series The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. As many already know, the role that made Hsu more widely known was that of Joy Wong, Jobu Tupaki, in the Oscar-winning film Everything Everywhere All at Once. There's no doubt that Hsu has caught the attention of Hollywood and that she will continue to win audiences' hearts. All right, we are back with Stephanie Hsu, born in California but educated in the theater at the Tisch School, the famous Tisch School in New York. She came out of there looking for all the best acting parts that she could find, and she ended up in the movies right away.
No, not so fast. Actually, the article says her first professional acting roles were in theater. So among a lot of people, among these was a role as Karen the computer in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical. Ah, she was on Broadway. Good for her.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. It's not exactly Shakespeare, but yes, at least she's making money doing what she loves. And really, for a young actor, that is already quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, Broadway.
I think a lot of people get out of acting school and work as waiters or something in a restaurant. So it might have been SpongeBob the musical. I didn't know there was SpongeBob the musical. It actually sounds interesting. But hey, she had her role. And of course, one thing leads to another. That's why you have to be patient with this kind of career as an actor or actress. Next, it says she stole the show as Mei Lin, an independent, quick-thinking woman in the TV series The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Wow, okay. Now that's a show that everyone was telling me to watch. I think it was on HBO. It was on one of the streaming things. And it was sort of set in the 1950s about a woman who was doing like stand-up comedy or something like that. So she was obviously an Asian character from that show, but a great show to be on. And it says she stole the show. That does not mean the police were looking for her. It does mean that audiences and critics were going, wow, she was so good. And usually you're not the star of the show if you steal the show. You're one of the other characters, one of the less important characters, but it means your performance really stands out. It doesn't mean that everyone was saying that the star was terrible. No, the star was fine, but that little part that you had, you really made it your own. You really got a lot more attention than normally you would get from that small part that you had in the show. It says, at the school play, Tim's funny acting stole the show and made everyone laugh. He was only on stage for about 5 minutes, but everyone afterwards was like, oh, and Tim, what do you think? Oh, it was so good. Back to the article. As many already know, the role that made Hsu more widely known was that of Joy Wong, Jobu Tupaki, in the Oscar-winning film Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, she kind of has two characters. The first one is her name as the daughter of the family of Michelle Yeoh and Ke Huy Quan, but Jobu, that's kind of her bad guy name.
Yeah.
Right? The other character, as you say, these characters move around through time and space. It's a wonderful movie and a lot of good performances.
There's no doubt that Hsu has caught the attention of Hollywood and that she will continue to win audiences' hearts. She was very popular after that movie. Audience, these are the people who enjoy your work, so you can be the audience of live theater performances, the audience of musicals, the audience of the National Performance Hall, or an audience of a movie. Whoever enjoys your art or buys your CDs or listens to you, watches your performance, that's your audience. This program is filmed in front of a live audience, so that means that people are watching you as you're being filmed on TV. And that wraps up the end of our article, which leads us to our what do you think question. Have you watched Stephanie Hsu's movies? If yes, what do you think of her acting? And if not, which of her works would you like to see?
Well, I have seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I believe she was fantastic in that movie, as were the other, all of the other.
All of them were so good.
Main actors, main characters. I would definitely watch that film again, and I will also be looking forward to other things that she might appear in. And who knows? Christmas. Maybe I'll try to find a film version of SpongeBob SquarePants the musical. That would be interesting to see too. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy all the wonderful art out there, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
许瑋伦最早的专业表演角色是在剧场。那么后来，他在一出电视剧《漫才美索太太》当中来饰演一名独立、思维敏捷的女性，她的角色抢尽了风头。那我们用 steal the show 就可以指演戏表演时抢风头、抢戏的意思。那其中的单字 steal 就是指偷或是窃取，它的三态是 steal, stole, stolen。好，那么课文最后提到说，正如许多人已经知道的，让他更广为人知的角色就是奥斯卡得奖电影《妈的多重宇宙》。那毫无疑问的，许瑋伦已经引起了好莱坞的注意，接下来他将会继续赢得观众的心。那么 audience 就是指观众、听众。那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 as somebody 加上动词点点点来表达如同某人怎么样怎么样的一样。好 as 在这边是当连接词，是表达说如同什么一样。那我们举几个例子，像 as somebody knows 就是表达如某人所知道的一样， as somebody expects 如同某人所预期的一样， as somebody suspects 表示如同某人所猜想的一样等等。举例来说，As I expected, he didn't show up. 如同我所预期的一样，他没有出现。好，那么第二重点是 there is no doubt 加上 that 子句，是表达毫无疑问地怎么样怎么样。那么 doubt 在这边是当名词，表示疑问、怀疑。举例来说 ，There is no doubt that practice makes perfect. 毫无疑问地，熟能生巧。那补充一下，我们其实也可以用句型 without a doubt 或是 without doubt 逗号主词加动词，用这样的句型去表达一样的意思。例如 without a doubt practice makes perfect 跟刚刚的意思一样。好，那么以上这件讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Last year, she was nominated for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the hit movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. This year, fans can see her in the new action comedy TV show American Born Chinese. We're talking about none other than the funny and talented Stephanie Hsu. The 32-year-old actress was born and raised in California. Her love of singing and dancing began when she was a child, and this passion led her to attend a performance art school in New York City. Her first professional acting roles were in theater. Among these was a role as Karen the Computer in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical. Next, she stole the show as Mei Lin, an independent, quick-thinking woman in the TV series The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. As many already know, the role that made Hsu more widely known was that of Joy Wong, Jobu Tupaki, in the Oscar-winning film Everything Everywhere All at Once. There's no doubt that Hsu has caught the attention of Hollywood and that she will continue to win audiences' hearts.
Hi everyone, today we will be taking you to Hukou, and that is located in Hsinchu. We'll be visiting the Hukou Old Street and as well as the Sanyuan Temple, and we'll be visiting the traditional markets as well. There are lots of fun things that you can do there. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So let's go!
Let's start from Hukou High School and visit the famous attractions nearby. The first place to go is Hukou Old Street. The prosperity of Hukou Old Street comes from the development of the Keelung, Hsinchu section of the railway. The buildings there use red bricks, blending Baroque and Southern Fujianese style. Because the buildings are for residential and commercial uses, when you walk inside, you'll first see the storefront and then the residence. Next to the Old Street is the well-known Sanyuan Temple. It is the faith center in Hukou area. It has a plain building style and shows the spirit of Hakka temples. It was designated as a county historic site in 2001. Then we come to Hukou Hakka Cultural and Creative Park. After more than 10 years of planning and construction, you can see the history and culture of Hakka agriculture and Hakka round buildings here. Finally, we come to the public market in Hukou Township. Taiwan's traditional markets have a long history. They formed before the Japanese colonial era, and many vendors gathered there in groups. The traditional market is not only about food. It's more about the interaction between vendors and customers. It is full of bargaining noises and the sound of horns, which is very lively. Even if there are many convenient supermarkets and hypermarkets today, the human touch of traditional markets is still hard to replace.
I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Hukou and all the fun things you can see and do there. I really enjoy going to the traditional markets because I like to bargain with the vendors. So next time when you go, don't forget to try. Well, this is all the time we have for today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.